Welcome back from that break. Glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Habert, and the sign language interpreter this morning is Ishta Kendi. In studio, we are with a trainer from Vital Science, and we are talking about work and health safety for persons who are deaf. Remember, this month is September, and every other September we celebrate Deaf Awareness Month, and this is why we are bringing you this important conversation, and we're talking about safety for deaf persons at work. And Vital Signs are coming in with an interesting intervention where they are going to workplaces, schools, churches, basically in the community, and they are taking trainings onto those communities to educate the deaf communities, but also their support persons within the community. In the second half of this conversation, we spoke about first aid and the things that you're supposed to look out for when you are doing first aid, the difference between doing first aid for an adult and first aid for a child. In the third half of the conversation, we're going to be talking about fire safety. And Chalo, let us start it there. Basically, what is fire safety, and what are some of the things that you get to train in fire safety?
Fire safety is very important. It's something that we all should learn. We all know that fire is dangerous, yeah? And what causes fire to happen? Maybe gas, heat, and all this leads to fire. And so when fire happens, we all should learn on how to evacuate from the room. When fire happens, we teach them on how to move, how to evacuate the room as a team. If that room had a lot of people, we teach them on how to hold each other and the right way of you moving when you're escaping from the fire. And so after you've evacuated from the room, we have places where are safe for you to meet. We call them fire assembly points. And if it happened maybe in a building that has a lot of floors, maybe it has happened at 6th floor, it's always advised for you not to use lift because that is risky. You all understand that lift does use power, right? So when fire happens, then that means power might go off. And so we teach the deaf people on what to use.
And
we also teach them on the fire burns. What happens if one has gotten a burn? So before going to the hospital, we teach the deaf people on the first aid. We have different degrees of fire burns. I'll talk about that degree that affects the skin. That is the dangerous that you need to go to the hospital.
And talking about now, there is a lot that we need to unpack here. In terms of one, there is evacuation, but also we understand that a deaf person might not be in the position to hear the alarms of fire once they go off. How do you respond to that? But you're gonna get to that. Before you get to that, the burns. What are the different types of burns? Are all burns the same, or they are particular types of burns? And if they are, which are these types of burns?
We have different types of burns.
Yeah.
We have the first degree, the second and the third degree.
Yeah.
So the first degree is that affects just the skin, like the small burns.
Yeah.
That one doesn't mean that you have to go to the hospital. The second degree means that it affects more than the skin.
Yeah.
It might affect you that the pain is a little bit more.
Yeah. As compared to one.
Yeah, compared to the first degree. The first degree, it's something that you can handle. You can maybe use water. The second degree, when you get the burn, you don't need to poke anything from the skin. So you can just get first aid and then go to the hospital. Then the third degree, it affects the skin and you might not feel the pain at the moment. And so what happens with the third degree, you just use something like a bandage where it has been affected, and then you go to the hospital.
Now, when you get these burns and you go to the hospital, obviously there are things that that will remain happening at the place where the fire has happened. People will either in the office there might be a fire extinguisher that would put out the fire. Would you talk to us about fire extinguishers? Can I put out fire with just any other type of a fire extinguisher, or there are different types of extinguishers that we should be looking out for?
In fire safety, we have different types of extinguishers. We have one that has one that is CO2. We have one that has water in. We have another one that is blue in color, that means it's powder. Yellow, that means it has foam. And all the fire extinguishers, they take care of different types of fires. For example, foam, you can only use it when okay, let's talk about the fire extinguisher that has water in. It takes care of types of fires like class A and B. Fire that can be started maybe using wood or paper. And then foam is used in class K.
Foam is used in class K. What is the type of a class K fire? What type of fire is that?
For example, fire that has been caused by power.
By electricity.
Electricity, yeah.
All right. And my other question that I had opined about is around deaf persons hearing emergency alarms when fires start off, because we understand deaf persons do not have a hearing. So when you're offering your trainings, what are some of the mechanisms that you are training the deaf to be able to be vigilant and to be on the lookout when hazards sort of happen where they are?
I'll say that is a challenge for the deaf community. Because when fire happens, it's easy for the hearing people to hear the alarm.
Yeah.
But now, the deaf community, most of the times, they'll be stuck because we can't hear. But we can smell. And whatever we've been teaching, it's maybe we have the alarms that has different colors. let's talk of maybe color red. That red can be alerting us on this is fire. But most of the times the deaf people use smell, or maybe we hear from the hearing people when they come and tell us there is danger. And so that is a worry to us in most of the schools, most of the deaf schools, maybe that boarding school. Our worry is what happens in a deaf school that is a boarding and they do not have any matron. I'll give my example. Or what we are trying to do as an organization is to see what the boarding schools that has the deaf people, what can they do? For example, in Kwale, when we were done with our training on fire safety, that night they experienced fire in their dormitory. And so one could smell the smoke. He woke up and went and called the security guy, where they came together and they put off the fire. So now the worry is what happens if the deaf people are asleep.
Quite a challenge indeed. Let us talk about a little bit about OSH, and I believe this is occupational health safety, and this is safety at the workplaces. What are some of the things that you train your beneficiaries around occupational health safety?
We train about things like sitting position, also the PPE, the protective gear, how to put them on, why is it important to have the protective uniforms, like the safety shoes, the gloves. So that is what we teach the companies on, also mental health. And we also talk about HIV and AIDS.
Oh, all right. I thought you were continuing there for a minute because you got me interested at HIV and AIDS. Why is this? Why is it important to teach about that particular topic? And this is occupational health. What is the correlation?
I think the relationship between OSH and HIV is to ensure that people are safe and that you can protect yourself in workplaces. If one has HIV, to ensure that you can't infect other people, so that we advise them on how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And to take care of your workmates as well. So in workplaces, that is how OSH and HIV is related.
Interesting. I want us to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be winding up this conversation, and you're going to be telling us this September, Deaf Awareness Month, where next are you training? How can people be a part of the trainings? Is there certification? Is there, do I need to pay? How do I get in touch? And all of that good stuff. Dear viewer, keep it Science TV, and we'll be back after the break.